At just 7 years old, Akira lost his entire family in a tragic car crash that completely shattered his world. Since his parents had no contact with any relatives, the boy was taken in by his father's best friend, Kasuya, and Kasuya's daughter, Toa. That day became the start of a new chapter in Akira's life. Years later, Akira wakes up from one of those vivid, almost impossible dreams, the kind that feel too real to ignore. His AI assistant greets him, paying no mind to the words he muttered in his sleep, since talking while dreaming had become a habit of his. Sitting at the edge of his bed, Akira lets out a sigh, realizing he's had that same strange dream once again. After checking the morning headlines and briefly chatting with his assistant, he heads downstairs for breakfast, where Toa greets him with a tired smile. She hadn't gotten much rest, having spent the night buried in her projects. She teasingly asks whether he has another javelin practice today, and Akira nods, telling her she should have just gone to school like everyone else. It's more fun living a normal student life. Toa disagrees, saying that studying things she already understands would be a waste of time. She prefers dedicating her energy to experiments and research instead. As Kasuya joins them, father and daughter begin discussing new technological breakthroughs and AI advancements, while Akira finishes his meal and excuses himself, already running late. Once he's gone, Kasuya tells Toa that they should plan something special soon. After all, it's been 10 years since Akira first became part of their family. Outside, Akira notices the paparazzi hanging around again, though it doesn't surprise him anymore. Toa is globally renowned, celebrated everywhere as the human singularity. At just 18, she already holds multiple doctorates and patents, running one of the world's top artificial intelligence companies. Most of the technology people use every day exists because of her. Akira knows that if he ever hopes to stand beside her as an equal, he has to grow beyond being just the boy they once took in. Yet deep down, he also knows that Kasuya and Toa are his true family, the only people who ever gave him a home. Later, during javelin practice, Akira feels frustrated when he once again falls behind one of his teammates. Meanwhile, Toa finishes a meeting with one of her company partners, but finds herself unable to focus on work. Her mind keeps drifting to the upcoming anniversary of the day Akira joined their family. Her father plans to buy something nostalgic from a decade ago, but Toa wants to gift Akira something more personal. As she scrolls through old photos, a blush spreads across her face. She realizes just how much Akira has grown and matured over the years. Embarrassed by her own thoughts, she dismisses her AI assistant so it won't overhear her talking about him. A little later, Akira returns home to Toa's warm smile as she asks how his day went. "Same as usual," he replies, and she tells him dinner's ready. His mood instantly brightens. He loves her cooking. She offers to make whatever he wants tomorrow, but he insists it's his turn to cook and that he already has a recipe planned. As they talk, Toa curiously asks if there's anything special he wants, but Akira chuckles, saying, "Everything in this house is already interesting enough." Suddenly, their AI system issues an alert. Something's gone wrong with Toa's most ambitious project yet, the development of humanoid androids powered by advanced artificial intelligence. Minutes later, the three gather to watch breaking news. On live television, a priest announces that the church condemns such creations, claiming they violate God's divine law, for humans were made in his image. Toa clenches her fists, disbelief flashing in her eyes. How could people turn against a project designed solely to benefit humanity? Kasuya sighs, telling her it's likely not about morality. There's probably a hidden agenda behind the opposition. They'll need patience to uncover the real motive. That night, Akira can't sleep. He digs through every article and report he can find about the controversy, but what he discovers only discourages him further. There's an 80% chance the project will be shut down. The thought of watching Toa lose hope breaks his heart. Just then, Kasuya enters Akira's room, fully aware that the boy has been researching on his own. He tells Akira to support Toa as much as he can, because right now, more than anything, she needs his strength beside her. Stepping outside for a breath, Akira ponders Kasuya's words. His teasing virtual assistant jokes that maybe Kasuya already noticed his feelings for Toa. Flustered but resolute, Akira decides he'll do everything he can to lift her spirits. Over the next few days, he spends his free time creating something that might truly make her smile. And by staying close to her, he manages to draw genuine laughter from her tired face. One evening, Kasuya gathers them both to share shocking news. The uproar against Toa's AI project wasn't sparked by religion at all. It was orchestrated by rival tech corporations trying to destroy her reputation. They feared her innovations would leave their own research far behind, so they cleverly used religion to manipulate public opinion against her. Toa is stunned. She never imagined such deceit would be directed at her personally. The next day, when Akira comes home, he greets Toa as usual. Without thinking too much about it, he invites her to visit the zoo with him that weekend. Toa freezes, completely caught off guard, then blushes deeply and rushes to her room, heart pounding. To her, it sounds suspiciously like a date. Her AI assistant teases that this is her perfect chance to confess her feelings, which only makes her more flustered. Still, she begins preparing carefully, determined to make that day perfect. When the weekend arrives, the two head to the zoo. Toa's eyes shine with excitement as she watches the animals, genuinely fascinated. She's loved that place since childhood. Together, they share a peaceful, beautiful afternoon. Afterward, they stop by a sauna that Toa finds even more impressive than she expected. As the warmth wraps around her, she feels a deep sense of relaxation, the tension from weeks of work melting away. For the first time in a long while, she's able to truly rest. Later, Akira takes her to dinner at a restaurant. Toa is amazed when a humanoid robot serves them their meal. She can't stop studying its movements and design. Clearly intrigued, Akira smiled, revealing a small robotic pet that suddenly leapt onto the table. Toa was taken aback when he explained that he'd built it himself using her AI framework, along with the standard tech modules she had originally created. Her eyes widened in disbelief. It meant he'd been secretly studying her research. Akira admitted it without hesitation, saying he wanted to reach her level and had been working tirelessly for that very reason. But he also confessed that it wasn't just knowledge he was after. He wanted to truly know her because he didn't want to remain just her brother forever. Toa's breath caught at his words. Her mind went blank for a moment and she hurriedly changed the subject, nervously, commenting on the robotic pet's design and mechanics. Akira felt his heart sink slightly when he realized she'd avoided responding to his feelings. On their way home, the air between them grew heavy with awkward silence until Toa finally broke it, asking softly if they could take a walk. As they strolled beneath the gentle nightlights, she mentioned that tomorrow would mark exactly 10 years since Akira had first come to live with them and that she wanted to celebrate the day. Then, with a shy smile, she handed him a gift, something that caught him completely off guard and left him both surprised and deeply moved. When Akira opened it, he discovered a photo album filled with pictures of their shared memories over the years, and the sight struck him deeply. Toa smiled tenderly and told him she had also included a small MP3 player inside, so he could listen to songs that might bring back old memories. She added that she wanted to finish the conversation they'd left incomplete earlier, that she too had treasured every moment they had spent together, and though she kept telling herself they should only act as siblings, she couldn't help but feel something each time they were close. She'd noticed how much he had grown. Hearing her words, Akira's heart began to race. Nervously, he blurted out that he liked her a lot, so much that he even said they should get married one day. Realizing how impulsive that sounded, he immediately apologized, flustered, but before he could say another word, Toa smiled, her cheeks flushed, and softly confessed that she liked him too. Overwhelmed with happiness, Akira pulled her into a tight embrace, and Toa, still blushing, said that if they ever got married in the future, they should build a beautiful family together. "Long live the couple," someone joked, playfully, and both of them laughed, shy and glowing. When they finally returned home, Akira could hardly contain his happiness. After so many years, Toa was at last his girlfriend. Quietly, he made a promise to himself to become the best version of who he was so he could stay by her side forever. Meanwhile, Toa still couldn't fully believe that the confession had really happened. She thanked her AI assistant for its help. As they spoke, she found herself wondering why so many people rejected the concept of artificial personalities within androids, the newest and most advanced evolution of AI her company had ever created. After all, humanity already depended on AI for nearly every aspect of life. Her assistant answered in a calm tone, saying that it all came down to fear, the fear humans carried of losing their place at the top of the world. A few days later, Akira stood among a vast crowd of investors and reporters gathered for Toa's big presentation. She gently told him not to worry. If they could win the investors over, her company would take a monumental step forward in AI advancement. Akira smiled warmly, wishing her luck as she stepped onto the stage. The presentation revealed a groundbreaking project, a microchip implant that could be placed inside the human brain, granting instant access to AI tools and systems at any moment. Toa described its potential, showing how it could unite human capability with technology itself. But midway through her speech, chaos suddenly erupted. A man in the audience stood up, shouting furiously that she was defying God and inviting disaster upon humanity. Before anyone could react, he drew a gun and fired toward the stage. Without hesitation, Akira rushed forward, shielding Toa with his own body. The gunman was quickly restrained, but Toa had already been shot in the abdomen. Akira panicked, gripping her trembling hands as she weakly told him to move back. Yet the attacker, still struggling on the ground, fired again several times, hitting Akira in the chest. He gasped as blood spread across his shirt, whispering an apology to Toa, saying he was sorry he couldn't stay with her longer. Then everything went dark. When Akira opened his eyes, he found himself suspended in midair, surrounded by ruins. His wounds were gone, but confusion overtook him. Where was Toa? He stepped forward into the open, realizing the entire city lay in ruins, buildings reduced to dust and silence. Before he could make sense of it, a girl's voice echoed faintly in the distance, softly calling his name. Akira thought he must still be dreaming. His body ached, and his mind was hazy with dizziness. Looking around, he noticed he'd fallen from a strange capsule that looked medical in nature. Suddenly, voices approached. A man and a young girl were coming closer, speaking in a way he didn't understand. The man called him Wise One, saying they had come after the earthquake that had struck the ruins. Akira tried to stand but was too weak and collapsed once more. He could still faintly hear the girl's voice as he drifted in and out of consciousness. When he awoke again, he was lying on a cart moving along a dirt road. The man smiled kindly and told him to rest. Akira thanked them and introduced himself, saying his name was Akira. But the man looked puzzled and introduced himself instead as Wea, leader of a nearby village, and the girl as his daughter, Idia. She explained that everyone believed Akira to be the Wise One their people worshipped, the one said to have slept inside that capsule for centuries. Their legends told that he had existed long before Wea was even born, and that the Temple of Ol had entrusted their ancestors with guarding those ruins. Akira listened in disbelief, wondering whether Toa could still be alive somewhere. But when he heard the name of the village they were heading to, his heart froze. It was a place he used to visit often with Toa and Kazua. Pain shot through his head as memories of those joyful days surfaced, now buried beneath destruction. Hoping this was all just a dream, he lay back quietly. When he next opened his eyes, he found himself inside a small house. A kind woman greeted him warmly, relieved to see him awake. Akira asked where he was, and Wea told him he was safe in their home and could rest as long as he needed. After some food and conversation, everyone in the house listened in awe to Akira's stories. Tales of his past world, its technology, its life, and the civilization that once was. When he asked how long they thought he'd been asleep, no one could answer. They were simple villagers, far removed from science or history. but they said it would be best to report his awakening to Ol, the central institution that now ruled the world. Shocked, Akira asked who or what Ol was. Wea explained that nations no longer existed. The entire world was unified under Ol, an organization that had replaced old governments and achieved peace by putting an end to all wars. Akira sat in stunned silence, realizing how drastically the world had changed. The men insisted they needed to report this quickly, afraid of punishment if they didn't, as others had been before, for hiding relics of the old age. But Wea defended Akira, saying he had just awakened and understood nothing yet. A woman named Tavarina then stepped forward, insisting Akira should be allowed time to recover before any report was made. Since Akira was still deeply confused, the villagers agreed he should stay for now and slowly adjust to this new world before learning the full truth. Everyone accepted Tavarina's suggestion without hesitation, which surprised Akira. It was clear how much authority that woman held. Later that night, while everyone else rested, Akira couldn't sleep. His mind swirled with endless questions. He stepped outside for air, the warmth telling him it must be summer. In the distance, faint lights from other settlements flickered, but the sight only filled him with sorrow. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered Toa's name, not knowing if she was still alive somewhere. From a tall tower nearby, the mysterious girl from before silently watched him under the moonlight. If you guys loved this anime, drop a part 2 in the comments right now. The next part will absolutely blow your mind.